Warning: this video contains opinions. If you don't like those, then maybe this video isn't for you. Hey everyone, welcome to a new tier list video. Today I wanted to make a Frictional Games tier list. For those of you who don't know, Frictional Games is a video game studio, and they made the Amnesia games and as well as Soma and some other games, which I will rank today. Please like and subscribe. I hope you enjoy. So let's start with their first ever project. Started development in 2001, which is the game Unbirth. Now this game wasn't finished. There's only a demo available for the game, which from what I played, it was mediocre. And let me explain why. Because they're still kind of learning the tropes of this genre, I guess, or however you want to say it. It is pretty scary for what I played. The music is well done, the sound is very well done, the creatures are pretty scary, but overall it's a little basic, and overall it's just a demo slash alpha after all. The project lasted around 3 years, so development started in around 2001 and ended in 2004, and that's all we got to see of Unbirth. Hopefully we get to, or probably not, but maybe we can see something like this in the future. But yeah, it's decent. It's alright, it's their first project, you know, they still have to learn a lot, so... but still pretty decent. Let's move on to their second project, which is also not a full game, but also a demo, which is the Penumbra tech demo. So the Penumbra tech demo was released in 2006. It's a short tech demo meant to demonstrate the capabilities of this of their engine, which is the HBL engine. The game was, or the demo was received quite well, so they decided to make it into a full game. It was a good demo. It was scary. The music was scary. The creatures were scary. It had this mystique to it. It had this introduction to this nameless character, which turned out to be Philip from the later Penumbra games. Now, overall, there's not a whole lot to say about the Penumbra tech demo, but I think it's kind of cool. It has this mystique feeling to it, and it plays well like the other Penumbra games. Let's move on to their third project, which is Penumbra Overture. And this game is a masterpiece. I think this game is done so incredibly well. I don't have many negatives about it. I think the only negative there is about it, and which isn't really a negative, is the combat. Which the combat, there isn't meant to be a whole lot of combat. So I think, but I'm not quite sure, that's why they made the combat that way. So anyway, this entire story is very well done, very well written. Again, the music is very well made, incredibly scary. The music for almost all of the Frictional games are made by Mikko Tarmia. I'm very sorry if I mispronounced it. And he is one of my favorite video game composers. He makes his music so atmospheric, so scary sounding. It's incredible. Then you have the characters, which are very good. You have Tom Redwood, which is crazy miner basically, who got stuck in the mine, which talks to you through the game. And the characters are just also very well written, well voice acted. I think one of my favorite moments when Philip comes across this room, and it's very dark in the room, so you have to turn on the light. When you turn on the light, you have these crazy ramblings on the wall, all over the walls from Red, which is a very intense moment in the game, which I just highly recommend. Everyone should play this. It's an absolute masterpiece. One of my favorite horror games of all time. So well done. well directed, great lore. Also, the game just feels just it's very atmospheric, so to say. And I think that's what's so well done about this game. It feels scary. But yeah, one of my favorites, and I think everyone should play it. Next one is Penumbra: Black Plague. I think this game is also a masterpiece. It continues the story of Penumbra Overture. I don't want to say a whole lot about the story, so because I'm making a very big video essay or documentary about these Penumbra games, so I won't say a whole lot about the story and such. Just like Penumbra Overture, this game feels amazing. The mechanics are wonderful. Once again, you can move stuff, you can interact with a whole lot of stuff. The characters, the voice lines, the music, just how scary everything is. Also, this game has one of my favorite, as some of you might know, I like an occasional speedrun. Penumbra: Black Plague has one of my favorite speedrun routes, which you should definitely check out. But overall, incredible game. Highly recommend it. Then the next game, Penumbra Requiem. A lot of people don't like this game, but I do actually. I think it's good. I'm putting in the good category because it lacked some things. I can't really explain what it lacked, which sounds really weird. But I did like that there was this tense feeling that something could pop out at any moment. Yeah, this game was basically a DLC, so to say, a puzzle extension for this franchise. And it worked quite well for me, actually. I think the puzzles were very clever, very well made. And I thought it was also really cool to hear some characters from the previous games, which has this kind of euphoric feeling to it when you hear their voice again, you know? But overall, it's a pretty good game. It's still scary, there are good puzzles, and it's seriously, I think it's not as bad as everyone says it is. Alright, next up is Amnesia: The Dark Descent. And of course, you can't put this in any other category than masterpiece, of course. This is probably one of the most well known of their company. I won't get in any of the details of the story because I just really recommend you play this by yourself if you haven't already. I mean, the game has been out for over 10 years. Yeah, there's a whole lot of lore to be explored. There's a lot to think about. There is scary monsters. The fantastic mechanics are also in this game, of course. I mean, all of the Frictional games have fantastic mechanics, in my opinion. I still think it holds up very well to this day. I think it's good they added multiple endings in this game. I think there's in total 4 endings, which I just recommend you play through all of the endings. You really have to decide which is the best ending for you. But I think overall, next to Outlast, this is the best horror game made of all time. Penumbra is one of my personal favorites, but I think Amnesia is the best horror game ever made, next to Outlast. Well, I would actually say that I think Amnesia is a little bit better than Outlast in some ways. But I would also say that in some ways, Penumbra is better than Amnesia. But that's just up to my personal taste, and that's my opinion, and you can have, of course, a different opinion about that. Also, a fun speedrun route. Alright, next game is Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs. This game was, I will put it in great. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me, but I think this game has an incredible story, a very depressing and sad story, but it's very well written. The music is good, which is this time is not composed by Mikko Tarmia. I am sorry. But this score is composed by, I think, Jessica Curry. But yeah, a good score. For example, Mandas is a highlight for me. I thought sometimes the gameplay was a little lacking, but I think overall it's a great game, and the story really makes it a great game, so to say. Or the story really carries this game in my opinion. Next game is Soma, which I will put Soma in, I will also put this in Masterpiece. Because this game also has a very amazing, very well written, kind of sad story. You play as Simon. You go to get a brain scan and you wake up in the future and everything starts getting weird, so to say. I won't spoil anything. This game is very sci-fi, very well made, atmospheric game. Great score, fantastic sound design, yeah, good voice acting. I think also the monsters are terrifying in this game. For example, the giant fish. I don't really know what its name is. Monsters underwater really scare me, so that really got me good. And of course, a great score again, made by Mikko Tarmia. So sorry if I keep mispronouncing it. I apologize. But overall, incredible game, an absolute masterpiece. Highly recommend you should play it. But it's a very sad tale in many ways. But absolutely love it. Next up is Amnesia Rebirth, which I will put in great. I thought the setting was absolutely amazing. Yeah, this dark world, which there was so much to discover. There's a whole lot of lore which connects to the previous Amnesia games, which I thought that was very well written. The monsters were scary. Sometimes there could be a little bit more variety, which eventually starts happening a little later in the game, which cleared up my negative point a little bit, which I thought was really well handled. A well directed, very well main character, Tazi, very well voice acted in my opinion, good performance. I thought it wasn't as scary as Amnesia or Penumbra maybe, but I don't think that really was the point of Amnesia Rebirth. It was scary in ways, yes, but the atmosphere was really more impressive than the scariness of the game, so to say. But overall, great game if you're really interested in all Amnesia lore, how it connects together and such. Alright, their most recent game released this year, which is Amnesia: The Bunker, which I will also put in great. I thought this game was really good. I really liked how there was only one save point. I thought that was a daring move, but I think it really worked. I like the addition of the revolver and the shotgun to kind of have some point of combat back in these games. Of course, there's a limited source of supplies in this, so you have to be really careful with what you use. But all of the items and mechanics are again very well handled in this game. A lot of stuff is randomly generated, I think. So when you're looking for a grenade in one place and it's there your first playthrough, it maybe won't be there your second playthrough. I thought the monster was pretty scary. Sometimes he could get a little bit on my nerves, but that's fine, I think. I think most of the story is good. If you pay very close attention, it also ties into all the previous Amnesia games, which I think it's just amazing how they can keep continuing this original Amnesia story. It's just so amazing how they write stuff like that, which I'm really impressed by always. Also, sound design is absolutely incredible, so I was really impressed by the sound in this game. It sounded all pretty realistic, like sounds from environments, rocks, doors, and gunshots and whatnot. I also think that, here I go again with the mispronunciation probably, but I think Mikko Tarmia contributed heavily to these games, and I think they wouldn't be the same without his music. His music made the games so much better, and that's why I think he's one of my favorite video game composers, because he makes everything so atmospheric, which I enjoy a lot. I can just listen to over and over again because it can be very, very beautiful and euphoric, but it can also be terrifying and scary at the same time. So I really appreciate that about his music. I think he's one of the best to do it in this game, or in video games. Also, on a final note, I wanted to say that Frictional Games has made my love for horror games so much greater, and I really wanted to thank Frictional Games for all of these amazing games and amazing journeys. I just can't wait for what the future is going to bring, because I have no doubt that their next project is going to be amazing as well. So this is the final list. Remember, this is just my opinion. You can have a different opinion, that's absolutely fine. But this is the Frictional Games tier list. I hope you enjoyed. So like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.